everyone. I'm Shannon Kelly, Social Media Manager at the Toronto Real Estate Board.
And I'm Jason Mercer, the Toronto Real Estate Board Senior Manager of Market Analysis.
Now, Jason, I think it's fair to say that we saw a substantial improvement in GTA sales in the spring, but also in June.
That's right, Shannon. We saw over 9,000 sales reported through the Toronto MLS system in June, and this is down by less than 1% in comparison to June 2012. And while we never like to see year-over-year declines in sales, it is worth noting that the rate of decline in the second quarter of this year was substantially less than what we saw in the first quarter. And one of the key reasons for this is households have been adjusting to the stricter mortgage lending guidelines that came into place last year. So we're starting to see a lot of households renewing their search for a home in the Greater Toronto Area. And so as we move forward into the second half of 2013, we are expecting to see a moderate year-over-year increase in sales. Now, it is important to note, however, that most of the sales declines that we've experienced over the last month were concentrated in the City of Toronto. And while higher home prices are certainly a factor, it is important to note that buyers within the City of Toronto are still hampered by the additional land transfer tax. And certainly polling that has been undertaken has shown that some people are staying put as a result of the land transfer tax, and others are looking to purchase a home in other parts of the Greater Toronto Area in order to avoid the second tax.
So Jason, even with sales down, the prices continue to increase. Can you explain why that is?
You're right. The average selling price through the Toronto MLS system in June was over $531,000, and this represented an increase of almost 5% in comparison to June 2012. Now, when we think about price and price growth, it's important to remember that it's a function of demand and supply. And so while sales have been down on a year-over-year basis in 2013, we've also seen a very tight market situation when it comes to listings. And in fact, when we think about May, the number of new listings was actually down on a year-over-year basis by a greater rate than sales. And so when we put this all together, what it means is we're still seeing enough competition between buyers to promote upward pressure on the average selling price. And in fact, we expect this trend to continue as we move through the second half of 2013.
Now, Jason, with the nicer weather, I've been out walking around our beautiful city and noticed there's a lot of new condo developments in Toronto. So why don't we end off with a condo market?
Sure, and I'm glad you brought that up because it is important to note that we are sort of still seeing a tale of two types unfold within the resale market in the GTA. Certainly if we think about price growth, it's really been driven by the low-rise segments, especially single-detached and semi-detached homes, and particularly in the City of Toronto. If you look at the condo market, it's been the much better supplied segment over the last couple of years, and that's because we saw strong completions of new condominium apartment projects, and obviously some of those units were listed for sale on the Toronto MLS system. And so certainly buyers have had more choice, and that's seen sort of a flattening out in the price trend for condominium apartments. But at the same time, it's important to note that we haven't seen any kind of protracted decline. The type of market activity that we've seen over the last few months has provided support for the average condominium apartment price at the current levels.
Sounds great, Jason. Now we have a bit of a challenge for you this month. We want you to share this Market Watch video. So click below on the share button on YouTube and make sure to share it on Facebook or Twitter, and definitely tweet to us at TREB Home and let us know. But from both of us, have yourself a great July.